Good afternoon. I'd like to call this meeting of the August 17th, 2026 board meeting to order. First, I'd like to remind the public that this meeting is being televised on Spectrum and Greenlight Channel 22 and live streamed through the Wilson County Schools YouTube channel. The public can also view the meeting by downloading the Wilson County Schools TV 22 app and through the links on the district's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages and the website. Board members, we have the agenda in front of us. Do I hear a motion on it?
Yes.
Dr. Fitch?
I move that the agenda for tonight's August 17, 2026 meeting of the Wilson County Board of Education be approved.
Second.
All right, it has been moved by Dr. Fitch, seconded by Mr. Breen and Mr. Batts, that the August 17th, 2026 board meeting agenda be approved. Is there any discussion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carries unanimously. Next up, we have the Pledge of Allegiance and Moment of Silence to be led by Ms. Powell.
Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Powell.
You're welcome.
Board members, we have our minutes in front of us from July 20th. At the appropriate time, I will take a motion.
Mr. Chair.
Ms. Powell?
I move that we accept the agenda for the August 17th, 2026 school board meeting.
The minutes.
Approve the minutes.
The minutes, I'm sorry, the minutes. I'm so used to saying agenda.
Second, I think we should approve both.
All right, it has been moved by Ms. Powell, seconded by Mr. Breen, that we approve the July 20th, 2026 minutes. Is there any discussion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. Next up, we are at the good news presentations. We are going to have Dr. Williams and Ms. Powell.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight, we want to recognize Carlina Bynum, health science teacher at Fike High School, for being named our 2026-2027 Wilson County Schools Teacher of the Year, as well as our Career and Technical Education Teacher of the Year. We surprised Ms. Bynum with the news on May 14th in the Media Center at Fike, but we wanted to bring her before the board tonight to officially recognize her as she kicks off her reign this school year. Ms. Bynum has been teaching at Fike for the past 6 years, and prior to that, she spent 30 years as a registered nurse at Wilson Medical Center. Her background in healthcare and lifelong commitment to the profession continue to enrich her teaching and inspire her passion for preparing students not just to graduate, but to become responsible, compassionate, and capable leaders. Ms. Bynum is an exceptional educator with remarkable ability to connect with students, foster a genuine love of learning, and inspire academic excellence. Under her guidance, students have achieved an impressive 95% success rate in industry-level certifications in health science courses. Beyond the classroom, she mentors other teachers, coordinates Fike's annual blood drive, serves as the Health Occupations Student of America HOSA advisor, chairs the CTE department, and serves on the school improvement team. She will now advance to the regional level of the statewide Teacher of the Year competition. Ms. Bynum, you are truly deserving of this honor and represent us all well, and best of luck as you move on to the regionals. We're pulling for you. We know you're going to win. Now we want to recognize Elm City Middle School Principal Dana Page for being named the 2026-2027 Wilson County Schools Principal of the Year. We surprised Ms. Page with the news on May 13th in the school's gym with all of her students and staff in attendance, as well as special guests and her family. Ms. Page has 18 years of experience in education, with 6 of those as an administrator. She is beginning her 5th year as the principal at Elm City Middle, and prior to that, she was assistant principal at Lucam Elementary and a math and psychology teacher at Hunt High School. Ms. Page believes that great schools are built on 3 things: high expectations, strong systems, and meaningful relationships. Her leadership is grounded in the belief that excellence is never accidental. It is created through intentional decisions, collective ownership, and an unwavering commitment to student success. Working alongside her incredible staff, these efforts have produced amazing results. Elm City Middle earned a school performance grade of B last year and exceeded growth for the first time in more than a decade. Only the 2nd middle school in Wilson County ever to do this, and only one of 2 traditional middle schools in 7 counties to do so last year. She will now advance to the regional level of the statewide Principal of the Year competition. Ms. Page, we congratulate you on this well-deserved recognition. Good luck to you as well. Now we'd like to recognize a few members of the Hunt High School Future Farmers of America chapter for an incredible showing at the recent North Carolina FFA convention in Raleigh. Please come forward and be recognized when I call your name. Sophie, Elena, Morgan, Malena, and advisor, Stephen Emerson. These students are members of the Food Science and Technology Career Development event team that earned first place in the state out of 92 teams. Congratulations on that. They demonstrated exceptional knowledge and skills in food science, food safety, quality assurance, and problem solving. By winning the state event, the team is qualified to represent North Carolina at the National FFA Convention and Expo, which will be held in October in Indianapolis, Indiana. There, they will compete against the top food science and technology teams from across the United States. Winning a state championship against 92 outstanding teams is an incredible accomplishment and represents commitment, discipline, and countless hours of hard work. The Food Science and Technology Career Development event challenges students to apply their knowledge of food, chemistry, microbiology, food safety, quality assurance, sensory evaluation, and product development through rigorous written examinations and hands-on practical activities. The contest prepares students for careers in the food science and agriculture industries. We're so proud of this team and know they will represent Hunt High School and Wilson County Schools with excellence in Indianapolis. Congratulations, best of luck to you.
All right, thank you. If anybody wants to leave, right now is a great time to do it.
What about our 50/50 raffle?
Well, we can do that when everybody decides. All right. So next on our agenda, we have the chairman's report. And my report's actually fairly short, but we hope everyone's had a safe and productive summer. It's crazy how quickly the summer's come and gone. But we're excited now to welcome our students back into the building soon for our conventionals, and early colleges, I believe, have already come back. Our open houses in our conventional schools are posted on Facebook. To our teachers, the WEP mini grant deadline is September 22nd. So please get any applications for projects turned in. And lastly, we're very thankful for our donors that have donated backpacks to Operation Backpack this year. It looks like it's going to be a huge success, and board members, there's still time to donate if you feel so inclined. Beyond that, I am going to give it over to Dr. Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I will echo some of those same remarks. We are exactly 1 week away from the first day of school for students in our traditional schools. Students return on Monday, August the 24th. The summer went quickly, and we're excited to kick off another year. Teachers and staff have already returned, and they are busy preparing for the new school year. All of our schools are holding open house this week, and they have been communicating that information through phone calls and social media. Also, we are excited to welcome 34 beginning teachers to our district this school year. They were in orientation on August 4th through August the 6th, and I got a chance to spend time with them at their beginning teacher orientation. This is an amazing group of beginning teachers that we have this year. They are in good hands with their mentors and with our incredible beginning teacher coordinators, Ms. Houston and Ms. Evans, who will guide them in their first 3 years. I also want to thank all the staff members who led sessions at the orientation, senior staff that came and presented at the orientation. And beginning a career in teaching can be overwhelming, and I'm proud of how we go above and beyond to support our new teachers as they come into Wilson County Schools. I want to thank everyone who came out to the community reception at Darden Middle School on August the 11th. It was great to see many members of our Wilson County Schools family and our community, and definitely appreciate the warm welcome, and especially want to thank Darden Middle School for hosting, school nutrition for catering, our facility services team and the custodial staff at Darden Middle School for preparing and getting the site ready for that event, and everyone who had a hand and volunteered at the event. Our Operation Backpack Drive has ended, and all of our backpacks have been delivered. To echo what you had said, Mr. Chair, if there's anyone who would like to make donations, you still are able to do that. This marks Once again, our community helped us reach our goal of 3,000 backpacks with more than 100 donors participating this year, including individuals, businesses, and organizations. This marks the 15th year of Operation Backpack, and I think it is incredible to see the level of support continue over the last 15 years. We are truly grateful for the many people and organizations who care so deeply about our students and want to help ensure that they have a great start to the school year. And lastly, I want to thank our Instructional Services Department for organizing a fantastic teaching and learning conference, August 13th and 14th. Teachers spent the day learning about topics such as the district's AI guidelines, STEM, learning focus, high-yield instruction strategies, and dissecting content standards. Specialized sessions were hosted for all grade levels and content areas, including classified staff roles and student services. We are excited to see our staff put their new learning into action this year and ready for an amazing 26-27 school year. And that concludes my comments, Mr. Chair.
All right, thank you, Dr. Williams. Next up on our agenda, we have the section for public input. We did not have anybody sign up, so we are going to skip to the next agenda item. And that is going to be committee reports. So our first committee will be Administrative Services with Mr. Breen.
Thank you, Mr. Boykin. The Administrative Services Committee met this afternoon at approximately 3:34 p.m. All members of the committee were present, as well as all the board members. The first thing we discussed was a contract for information only. That was with G&W Equipment Incorporated in the amount of $36,795 to acquire a new forklift for transportation services to move equipment in and around the bus garage. We then had an action item. The action item was for the 2026-2027 proposed capital projects. This is something that comes before the board yearly. The capital amount we received from the county commissioners. I'll just go very briefly through that. We have a priority list. The first item is the bus lease. We are now in year 3 of 5. That's for activity buses for the district. The budgeted cost is $285,354.96. The next item is emergency lighting and restrooms at Elm City Middle School in the amount of $42,004.04. The next item is a playground fence at New Hope in the amount of $38,000. After that, Lucama, also emergency lighting. And a lot of the emergency lighting and these upgrades that I'm discussing were identified in our facilities conditions report done by Dewberry Engineering. But that emergency lighting is budgeted for $55,000. A fire alarm upgrade in the amount of $180,000, a water filtration system for Lucama Elementary in the amount of $60,000. Moving to Spate, emergency lighting in the corridors, offices, bathrooms, and classrooms in the amount of $100,000. An awning enclosure at Vic. This was much discussed because we didn't know what that meant, but essentially we are enclosing what I will probably incorrectly describe as the underside of the roof area of the awning to abate exposure to asbestos in the amount of $50,000 and emergency lighting throughout Vic Elementary School in the amount of $139,645. And then fire alarm upgrades, namely additional pull stations in the amount of $50,000 at Bedingfield, Hunt, Vic, and Denson Bynum. Which should take care of the $1 million that were allotted to us. Mr. Chair,
Mr. Breen.
on behalf of the Administrative Services Committee, I move that we adopt the 2026-2027 proposed capital projects as presented by administration.
Second.
All right, it has been moved by Mr. Breen, seconded by Dr. Fitch, that we adopt the 2026-2027 proposed capital projects as presented by administration. Is there any discussion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. Mr. Breen.
Mr. Chair, the next thing that appears on the agenda is the resolution authorizing the sale of Winstead Elementary School. Just by way of brief backstory. At our April 20th meeting, we determined that Winston Elementary was going to be surplus, no longer needed for any kind of current or foreseeable educational purpose. And now we have to adopt a resolution to authorize its sale pursuant to the upset bid procedure as authorized by North Carolina General Statute Sections 115C-518 and 160A-269. The upset bid process promotes transparency and maximizes the opportunity for the board to receive a fair market value by allowing competitive public bidding following the receipt of an initial offer. The resolution, as proposed, authorizes administration to advertise the initial offer when it was received, receive upset bids in accordance with state law, and return the matter to the board for full approval following completion of the statutory upset bid process. Additionally, it allows us to retain the right to reject any and all bids if doing so is determined to be in the best interest of Wilson County Schools. At the July 8th, 2026 meeting, the Wilson County Commissioners declined its right of first refusal to purchase the property, which is our statutory requirement, triggering why we need to adopt this resolution prior to the sale of real property. And Mr. Chair,
Mr. Brown?
would it be the board's pleasure that I read the resolution prior to voting?
I mean, for transparency, you can.
All right, well, everybody buckle up. Whereas the Wilson County School Board of Education Board owns real property commonly known as the former Winstead Elementary School property located in Wilson County, North Carolina, parens the property. Whereas pursuant to the Wilson County School Board of Education Policy 9400, sale, disposal, and lease of board-owned real property at its April 20th, 2026 regular meeting, the board determined that the property is surplus and no longer needed for current or anticipated school purposes, and that disposal of the property is in the best interest of the board and the citizens of Wilson County. Whereas the Board of Education is authorized pursuant to North Carolina General Statute Sections 115C-518 and 160A-269, and Board Policy 6560, disposal of surplus property to dispose of real property through the upset bid process. Whereas the Wilson County Board of Commissioners was offered the right of first refusal by the Board of Education and declined its right to purchase the property by resolution adopted July 8th, 2026. Now therefore be it resolved by the Wilson County Board of Education as follows. The board hereby authorizes the sale of the property to the highest responsible bidder utilizing the upset bid procedure set forth in North Carolina General Statute Section 160A-269. The property authorized for sale is generally described as follows. Winstead Elementary School property, Wilson County, North Carolina, consisting of approximately plus or minus 5.45 acres located at 1713 Downing Street Southwest, parcel number 3711-76-3120, together with all improvements thereon as more particularly described in the deed and legal description maintained by the board. The superintendent is authorized to revise this description to incorporate the final legal description, tax parcel identification numbers, survey information, and acreage. Designated staff are authorized and directed to publish notice of the offer and proposed sale as required by North Carolina General Statute Section 168-269. Establish and administer the upset bid procedures in accordance with state law. Receive and process upset bids filed with the Wilson County Clerk of Superior Court. Take all actions necessary to comply with statutory notice and procedural requirements. The board expressly reserves the right to reject any and all offers and upset bids prior to the final acceptance and execution of a purchase contract if the board determines such action to be in the best interest of Wilson County Schools. Following expiration of the upset bid period and any successive upset bid periods required by law, the superintendent shall present the highest qualifying bid to the Board of Education for final approval. All proceeds from the sale shall be deposited and used in accordance with North Carolina law and board policy. This resolution shall become effective immediately upon the adoption. Mr. Chair,
Mr. Brown?
on behalf of the Administrative Services Committee, I move that we adopt the resolution authorizing the sale of Winstead Elementary School. Authorize its sale through the upset bid process pursuant to North Carolina General Statute, Sections 115C, 518, and 168-269, subject to final board approval of the highest qualifying bid.
Second.
All right. So it's been moved by Mr. Breen, seconded by Mr. Batts and Dr. Fitch, that we adopt the resolution authorizing the sale of the Winstead Elementary School property pursuant to North Carolina General Statute 115C-518 and 160A-269. Is that covered? All right. Is there any discussion?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
In doing this, do we set a timeline for these bids to be set for? And to whose attention do the bids come into?
I'm glad to address that. The staff, after approval of this resolution, will convene to set out a timeline for the bidding process to begin. And it is fairly involved, but we will keep the board in the loop as to when bidding can begin and when it needs to end. The upset bid process is designed to bring the best price to the board, and that is obviously through the competition and timeframes that are set forth in the notice for the sale.
So once the discussion has taken place, do we advertise that in the press? Do we wait until the next board meeting to announce the timelines? What is the process for that?
So we follow the statutory process where we notify the press and we put this online and make it aware. I know that we have been approached, there have been inquiries about the property, and so those individuals will be informed, just as will all of the public in Wilson County. We will not be waiting until the next board meeting.
All right. So all of those particulars that worked out will be as part of that notice?
Yes, I didn't want to get ahead of the board, and assuming that you all approve the upset bid process, we will lay out the timelines that will be followed.
Okay. Thank you.
Is there any further discussion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. And does that conclude your report, Mr. Burns?
That does so conclude my report.
Thank you very much. Next up, we have Instructional Services Committee with Mrs. Boyette.
Thank you. The Instructional Services Committee met this afternoon with all of the members of the committee being present and also all members of the board. Thank you. We have no action items, but we have a couple of information items, and I will share that they are all exciting information items. In fact, they are so exciting, dealing with the accomplishments of our high schools last year, that I have asked Mr. Marks to convey that good news to everyone.
Thank you, Ms. Boyette, and good evening to the rest of the board. Just wanted to share a couple of things with you all and the general public as well. We'll try to get the highlights of the highlights for you all. I'm proud to share that we had 753 students walk across the stage back in June and May and June, and graduate from one of our 5 high schools here in Wilson County. So that's some amazing data to share. We had 25 students who enlisted in one of the branches of the armed forces. And as a total, we had over $19 million. It was actually $19,077,108 in total scholarships offered to our graduating seniors, with the total accepted to be a little over $6 million. That would be $6,146,332. And so that's some amazing and great work by our seniors that have just graduated. We also had 58 students graduate with cum laude designations. That's a GPA between 3.75 and 3.999. Magna cum laude, we had 68 students graduate with that honor. That's a 4.0 to a 4.24999 GPA. And then also we had 84 total summa cum laude graduates, and that's with a 4.25 GPA or higher. So those are some great work by students at all 5 of our high schools as well. And this next point of data deals with our CCP, our career and college promise students. This is an opportunity that all of our 11th and 12th graders and some of our 10th graders are able to take on in any of our high schools here in Wilson County Schools. And basically, we work in conjunction with Wilson Community College, and students are able to take colleges through the community college and receive post-high school credit that can be, in some cases, transferred to a four-year university or definitely to a two-year university afterwards. So in the first semester, we had 683 classes taken, CCP classes taken with 373 A's. So around half of our students made an A, 153 students made B, along with 74 C's. In the second semester, we had 699 students with about 303 A's, 143 B's, and then a few C's and D's as well. With a total of 1,382 classes attempted, and this is a little bit up from last year. And this does not count the CCP classes that our students at Watt and WECA have taken. So these are just the opportunities that our students at our traditional high schools have taken. And I just wanted to make sure that I shared that with you all and the public so that our students who are attending Bedingfield, Hunt, or Fike know that they have that opportunity to take these CCP classes as well as our students did at WECA and Watt as well. So it's a really amazing opportunity and just a fine example of collaboration between us and Wilson Community College, as well as just some great work by our Wilson County School students. One last piece I'd like to kind of share. Our students can graduate with a couple of different endorsements that go along with their graduation diploma. Students can be an academic scholar. They can receive a college endorsement. They can receive a UNC system endorsement, a career endorsement, a citizenship endorsement, a global language, or an art. So there's 7 different endorsements that our high school seniors have the opportunity to graduate with when they walk across that stage. And we had a total between all 7 of those areas of 559 endorsements that our high school seniors were able to graduate with. So I think that's some great work as well by our high school seniors and our high school staff as well on that as well.
Thank you, Mr. Marks. So again, the board was delighted to have a clearer understanding that the College and Career Promise courses are open at the traditional high schools so that those students can also earn the 2-year degrees that we're familiar with at WECA and Watt. And I believe you shared with us that not only do they have those courses during the year, but there's one at the.
Absolutely. You have 4 opportunities to take them. You have your traditional fall semester and you have your traditional spring semester. But we also have students who take part in a December, they call it a mini-mester, where they can take one class in between the fall and the spring. And then also we have some students who take a couple of classes over the summer as well. One thing that I am super proud to share is with Wilson County Schools, when they take classes in the fall or the spring, not only is their tuition covered through the CCP partnership, but we also take care of any textbook, any online access code that the students may have for those fall and spring semesters. If they do the mini-mester or they do the summer semester, that the students do take care of the cost on that for the book or the code. But for the fall and the spring, which is probably about 90% of our students, we take care of the book cost. So there's really very little to no cost. If they have to go on campus from our traditional high schools, we work with the transportation department and provide transportation from our 3 traditional high schools. So transportation would never be a barrier for the CCP classes. We have students who go over there and take HVAC. They do different classes over there that also as well. So if our students want those opportunities, we work to ensure that they get those opportunities.
Thank you. And Ms. May shared that this information is shared whenever they do the orientations for the 9th graders at the high school, but this was just another opportunity tonight to try to get that out there. Parents, students, take advantage of this opportunity to save money, to earn college credits, and to earn a degree.
Yeah, if they go to open house Thursday night and that's something they want to talk to their counselor about, it's not too late to get registered for the fall. So it's always a possibility to make that work. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Also, we had updates from our summer programs, and I'm going to cover those in this. Our funds were very minimal and only what were provided by the state, so we were not able to serve nearly as many students as we have in previous summers. But with that being said, in 12 days, Our second graders, 116 attended, and they averaged 42.9 points of growth on their M-class growth. So if you're a parent and you K1, 2, 3, you've seen those M-class scores when they come home, and 42.9 points is major growth, so congratulations. In third grade, we had 30 students that were able to demonstrate proficiency through the Read to Achieve, one of the pathways. So 30 more students are proficient at third grade with only 12 extra days. We had 121 that were attending, and we will be working with those that are still in the process. There was an average of 29.2 points in M-class growth in third grade. Another good news, we did have the credit recovery courses held at Fike for students in 9 through 12. These were in-person classes held at Fike for 2 weeks. They got a few more days there. For 2 weeks, they were paid for with at-risk money. This was live instruction. There were 16 teachers there. And the good news is 79 credits were recovered, and 10 students that did not walk across the stage in June are now graduates. So congratulations to everyone involved in making that possible. Let's see. Last of all, we offered a technology summer camp, and boy, you're gonna like what you hear that they did. It was for only 1 week. They did have to be at school at 8 o'clock in the morning, though. We noted that. So 63 students attended, 40 elementary, 3 through 5, and 23 middle school and high school. Some of the tasks that they were given were to construct safety helmets. They measured a ball impacting the skull, and then their task was to create something that would be more effective. Another task was to design a golf course, so they used all those mathematical skills. And this was the one I had to ask twice. They learned how to safely cut cardboard with a chomp saw. Now, I've heard of a chop saw, but this was a chomp saw. So the kids really enjoyed a hands-on use of a chomp saw. Another activity, they coded a robot to play soccer, and we have some photos of the students playing soccer with their coded robots. So a lot of fun was had by everyone involved, and I'd like to say congratulations to everyone, to the teachers, the students, the coordinators, the principals. Thank you for everything you did to make our summer programs so successful. We greatly appreciate it. And I think that concludes.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Boyette. Next up on our agenda, we have a discussion action item for the North Carolina School Board Association Awards, which is something that comes to us every year. We've got several categories that we can nominate through, one being the Raleigh Dingman Award, the Champion Award of Education, the County Commissioners of the Year, and Innovation and Excellence in Public Education Award. So, board members, do y'all have any nominations that y'all would like to make?
Mr. Chair.
Ms. Boyette.
I would like to nominate Mr. Breen for the Champion of Education Award.
All right. Board members, any other nominations?
I don't know if this would qualify, but I think our child nutrition services are to be commended because they continually offer a summer feeding program at no cost to the students. And I think that a lot of systems don't still do that once the school year is over. And we know that there is a tremendous need in the community for our kids to be fed. And so they continue to do an outstanding job, not only in, I don't even know if they still do the congregate feeding, but they deliver meals out to sites so that the meals can be picked up, and they provide them with both breakfast and lunch.
So, under Innovation and Excellence, do you want to nominate Child Nutrition for the summer feeding program?
Yes.
Okay.
I would concur, I mean, agree with that, because I remember, Ms. Lynch's, one of her good news, or the shout outs was about, I believe we close to doubled, or maybe doubled the number of meals that we served this summer over the previous summer, so great improvement.
All right. We've got this as action. Do we need to take a vote on it? Or can we just go off of consensus?
Is there anybody who objects to those nominations on behalf of the Wilson County Board of Education?
Nope.
Then by consensus, you could go with,
All right, well then by consensus, we will be nominating Mr. Breen for the Champion of Education Award and Child Nutrition for the Innovation and Excellence in Public Education Award. And we'll close that item out on the agenda, and we're gonna look to Ms. Powell.
I move that the Wilson County Board of Education go into closed session to consider confidential personnel matters as provided in the North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A1 and 6, and 115C-319 through 321, to consider confidential student matters as provided in the North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A1 and the North Carolina General Statute 115C-402, and the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act 20 United States Code 1232G, and to consult with the Board of Education attorney and preserve the attorney-client privilege as provided in the North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A3.
Second.
All right, it has been moved by Ms. Powell, seconded by Mrs. Boyette, that Wilkes County Board of Education go into closed session to consider confidential personnel matters as provided in North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A1 and 6, and 115C-319 through 321 to consider confidential student matters as provided in North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A1 and North Carolina General Statute 115C-402 and the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act 20 USC 1232G, and to consult with the Board of Education attorney and preserve the attorney-client privilege as provided in North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A3. Is there any discussion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. We are moving into closed session.